What is this? We've got something that's very marketable. 10 out of 10. It caught my attention. This game caught my attention the quickest.
That's Thomas Brush, a big shot YouTuber and indie game developer who has made over $1 million making his own video games. And he took a critical look at my newest game, Bridges and Docks, and what he said shocked me tremendously. Hi, I'm Thomas Stewart, a solo indie developer who is actively developing a game about building island settlements using a combination of manual and procedural tools. And in this video, I want to talk about the marketing potential for this game and why I think it's going to outperform my last game by a long shot. Now, it's not easy being a solo indie game developer, and I'm going to talk about that more later on in the video, as well as my future plans for this game, Bridges and Docks. Okay, but I want to address the question, is this a $1 million game idea? And if you would have asked me 1 month ago, I would have said, no way, Jose. But after seeing people respond to what I've been putting online, I'm warily beginning to acknowledge that there is some good potential for this game. And right now, there's no gameplay loop, which is a point of contention that many of you have pointed out to me, so thank you. But I'll address that when I go over Thomas Brush's reaction in detail. However, I will say, if you look at a game like Townscaper, it's hard to deny that there is a market for a minimalist, chill, sandboxy builder game. Like that game, all you do is build tile blocks for buildings, and it's made over $5 million on Steam, and that doesn't even cover all of the other platforms that it's on. Okay, but let's look at this review of my game by Thomas Brush in depth. So let me set the stage. Thomas Brush put out this post online and he was asking for links to games that he could review while he was doing a live stream. And this post was immediately flooded with a couple hundred entries. Now the funny thing about this is that at the time of that post, my project was only 2 weeks old. So I had only been working on it for 2 weeks. It was a very, very early prototype. But just on a whim, I decided, hey, I should probably put a build together and put it online so that my Patreon supporters could download it and give it a try. So I uploaded the game privately, not anticipating anybody else would play it besides my Patreon community, but that just so happened to be the same morning that Thomas Brush put out this public post. So once I saw this post on X, I decided to just make my demo public for the day and submit a gameplay clip so that Thomas Brush could potentially check it out. Now watch what happens when Thomas scrolls past my reply in this post. This is exactly what every game developer wants to happen when someone sees a gameplay clip of your game.
There's several. What is this? Oh my goodness.
That right there. That gives me so much confidence that this game automatically has that spark of interest. I've never worked on anything that has made people stop in their tracks like that before. Let's watch it again.
There's several. What is this? Oh my goodness. We're going to take a look at that. That's a new submission. Mr. Thomas Stewart.
Okay, so let's fast forward to when he starts playing the game.
Whoa, that's fun.
And then this is his review and conclusion.
I'm going to say, I know this is going to surprise you guys. 10 out of 10. I think it's a very marketable game. Thomas Stewart created a very tasty and marketable game, okay?
And it was even crowned the objective winner amongst all of the other games that he played. And this was only after working on the project for 2 weeks. Take a look at where the game is at now compared to when Thomas Brush played it on his live stream. This game is growing into something that I'm very proud of. The whole art style of the game is different. There's 10 times the amount of procedural sliders that you can mess with. There's now trees, buildings, rocks, boats, fish, sheep, birds, and clouds. The entire editable area is bigger. It's overall in such a better state than it used to be. So those things are all amazing. But there's one major flaw that needs to be addressed. And Thomas points it out in his live stream, and many of you pointed it out in my previous YouTube video.
I'm not sure. I would like there to be some kind of loop here. I think it's a really cool prototype, but I'm not sure there's anything here. Yeah, it's a really marketable idea, but the demo itself being playable, there's not much here.
Where's the gameplay? What do you actually do? There's a large number of people that see a game like this and they say, well, what's the point? And fair enough. In its current state, the game is very sandboxy and open. I have 2 things to say about this. First is that this game might just not be for you. If you wouldn't like a game like Townscaper, then you probably wouldn't like this game. If you're the type of person who doesn't enjoy sitting down amongst a pile of Lego pieces and seeing what cool things you can construct, then you probably wouldn't like my game either. It's not a genre that's super popular, but I know that there is an audience out there for it. Okay, that being said, there's a second thing that I want to say. I'm creating and releasing Bridges and Docks as a halfway point between starting fresh and the actual game that I want to release. You see, I have an idea for a really fun game. It's a minimalist tactics war strategy game that takes place on these island environments. But I need to pay the bills. So I'm trying to create this standalone game as a glorified level editor. One that people can build and enjoy things on its own as a standalone game, but two, as something that I can use as a level editor in the game that I actually want to make after this. And once I release this, I can use it as the base for the action game that I want to build on top of it. So if Bridges and Docks isn't exactly your cup of tea, then stay tuned for what I'm going to be creating after I release it. In the meantime, I hope that you will enjoy the chill process of creating these awesome procedural island environments. And if that's you, then consider wishlisting the game on Steam so that you'll get notified when it releases. But back to the main question at hand. Is this a $1 million game? Probably not. But I do feel like I'm on the right track. None of my previous projects had this kind of appeal or potential. So I'm excited to keep moving forward and see what happens. And when it comes to actually developing games, I feel like I can make anything fun. Like I can playtest a project and say, oh, I think we should add X or Y. I think that would make it a lot more enjoyable. But I can't make any project marketable. That's very difficult. So now that I feel like this game has a proven initial hook, that initial spark that draws people in, I feel like I can make it fun, for sure. I'm excited to develop the gameplay into something fun. So stick tight if you want the action game. In the meantime, I'm going to try and monetize the process as I go. Making it as a solo indie developer is very hard, and if I don't build up a small amount of income, then I'm not going to be able to keep doing it. So that's why I split my game idea into two different projects. But I do think that Bridges and Docks is turning into a really cool, chill level editor game that will appeal to a lot of people's creative side. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. I'm trying to develop my games in public as much as I can, so I appreciate your guys' feedback, and I hope that you will continue to give me more along the way. Feel free to voice as many opinions as you want. Positive, negative, constructive, insulting, I don't care. It all has value. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.